How you doing? What's going on? Let me turn this down. Welcome to the replay. How are you? My name is Bobby. I am the host of this group, The Spiritual Artist. And you're in the replay. Well, maybe you're not. But probably you are. So, how you doing? Welcome to the replay. And if you're in the replay, do me a favor and let me know that you're here. Just write hashtag replay and comment on the replays and do all the things. And if you're joining live, please start commenting and let me know that you're here. And comment throughout the spiel as I'm talking. And I will ignore all your comments while I'm doing my thing. And then I'll come back and I'll read all the comments at the end. Yeah, that's my favorite part. And Mikey's here. Happy hump day. Hey, Mikey, how you doing? And Amy is here. Hello, artists, feeling lively today. Oh, that's nice. Why? What's going on? What's so lively in the UK today? And yeah, so that's that. My hands have been cold since January. I just my hand is just constantly cold, and it's very annoying. I need gloves that I can wear in my office, but still do work. Good evening, Bobby says, I'm going to guess that's Marcia. You're not showing up, but I recognize the thingies, and that's great. So Marcia's here. Hi, Marcia. How are you? I'm just going to wait another few seconds. I usually get these things started around the 2-minute mark. And man, I'm very, very excited. I got some things going on here that I'm very, very excited about. And today we're going to talk about some cool stuff. So, okay, let's get started. You ready? Compounding energy. This is a what do you call it? A concept that I came up with one day. I was doing my hang on one second. Hang on. Sorry about that. I had a hair in my mouth that was going to drive me crazy the whole time, and I didn't want to, get rid of it in front of you. So I went over there. Anyway, that's what just happened. So so I'll it's compounding energy. This is a concept that I came up with when I was meditating and time jumping and talking to my higher self one day, and these words of just energy compounding kind of came to me. I don't know if any other spiritual people talk about this, but it's something that I thought made a lot of sense, based on, like compounding interest in banks and stuff. But that's where the compound word comes from. But I'm going to explain what I mean. If you also, I didn't even think about this until I was doing the post today, because the picture that I chose happened to have this butterfly on it. And when I saw the butterfly, I was like, oh, this is kind of like the butterfly effect. If you don't know what the butterfly effect is, I don't know if this is true or not. I didn't do research on this. It just happened when I saw the picture. I thought it was cool. But the idea behind the butterfly effect is that a butterfly can flap its wings, and it causes like air currents and stuff. And then it compounds and can cause like storms and this and waves and tsunamis and all kinds of things. So the moral of the story is we need to get rid of butterflies. They are wreaking havoc across the planet, and they're just nasty, nasty creatures. If you've been paying attention to my daily fuels lately, you know that I've been talking a lot about Dr. Joe Dispenza and some of the research that he does in the books of his that I've read. And one thing that he says is that we get this vision in our head, we get this idea, we get this thing that we want to do, we have a goal that we want to accomplish, whatever it is. And our 3D brains, our physical versions of us, well, let's start with the spiritual part. The spiritual part is just like, yep, that's great, it's done, boom, right? And we understand that part. The physical human meat suit part of us is like, oh, well, that's going to take me X number of days or years or months or decades or whatever. And it creates a distance between where we are and where we want to be, the way we think in 3 dimensions. It creates a distance of time and a distance of distance, like space, like I'm here and I want to get there. And that will take time to do, which in 3 dimensions is true, but that's not how the universe works. The universe is instantaneous. So this idea of compounding energy came to me because I was like, sometimes you feel like, well, what's the point of even starting this thing? Because it's going to take me forever. And the idea of compounding energy is this, that when you do an action, when you take an action step and you're just doing the action to get the action done, you do one task, it completes one task, you have now completed one task. It's pretty simple. It's a direct one-to-one relationship. You do the thing is done, that's it. That's how it works in 3 dimensions. And a lot of people understand that. But in energy land, it works a little different. You do one thing, or you put the energy into one thing, and you get one thing. Then you put the energy in a second time, or you do the next part of it, or you build up on it. And now you get more energy than just the sum of 1 and 2. And then when you do the third one and the fourth one and the fifth one, what happens is the energy starts snowballing because you're gaining energetic momentum. I was specifically thinking about the graphic novel that I'm writing because in the beginning of it, when I was on page 1, panel 1, it was like, I have this gigantic thing to do, and this is going to take me 50,000 years. And that's where this compounding energy sort of came from, because the thing I came up with was you make the first panel, and now you've got the first panel done. But when you're doing the second panel, the energy that you're putting in, you're drawing from the energy that you gained from making that first panel, because now you're seeing it come to fruition. And it's like, oh, look at that, I have 2 panels now. And it's like the story is beginning. And before you knew it, I had that first page done, and I posted it in the group. And the energy from that page, even though it wasn't a finished book, I can't sell it, I can't publish it, I can't do anything with it, it's just one page. But all of a sudden now I had the characters drawn and come alive. I had dialogue started. I had an art style put together. I had the title. I had the color scheme. I had so much more than just the sum of 6 or 7 panels on that page. And so that's what compounding energy was to me. And on top of that, now I've got this energetic momentum behind it. It's like, damn, now I really want to do the second one. And that energy just expands from me, and it creates the opportunity to, it creates the attraction for opportunities. It creates the attraction for people or collaborators, new ideas, and even new skills that I have evolved from doing that first page I'm now on page 11. Of this, it's a 16-page in the first issue, and so I'm on page 11, so I'm almost done, and the energy behind it is like palpable now, and that's what compound energy means. So it's like I do the first panel, I get the energy of the first panel. I do the second panel, and I have the energy of like both of them combined, and now it's actually growing and it's like pulsing. And by the time I get to the third, the fourth, the fifth, now I'm on page 11. So now I'm on 70, 80 panels, and it's like the energy is just amazing behind it. My buddy Landon, I talk about him a lot here, Landon Porter. He and I have a Friday call that we do every week. It's like a dual mastermind, and we help each other with our businesses and stuff. And we have another metaphor for this. We talk about it like football fields. If you imagine having to run across a football field, well, there's obstacles, there's other players, there's this, there's that, and it's freaking long. It's 100 yards, right? And the first time you run across a football field, it seems huge. And we're not literally running across football fields. The football field is a metaphor for a problem, a lesson, a new skill to learn, or whatever. But then you have another football field to cross, and you realize, hey, I've done this before. I know how to leap over these things, and I know how to fly across this part. And the second one wasn't quite as hard, except the second one may have even been a larger football field. I know they're all the same size, but go with me, right? It may have even been a larger football field, except you zoomed across it faster. And now by the time you've done this a few times and you're realizing that you're building upon your skills, you're building upon your energy from doing it in the past, well, now you're like leaping over football fields. You're like, I just skipped over 3. So that's another metaphor that he and I created for that. And so how do we do this? We have to do our energy work. I'm talking about this all of the time. Whatever yours is, whether it's meditation or walking or yoga or being quiet or swimming, exercising, it doesn't matter. I don't really care what it is. It's just you have to figure out what it is, that thing where you can get in your own zone, and get out of your head where you're not like worried about the bills or worried about this or this one said that or blah, 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 right? I got this deadline. It's like you just have to get in that place where you can become, Dr. Joe calls it, you become nobody. You could become nowhere. You become no time, right? You're just your energy. And when you do that and you get in that zone, I know I'm in that zone when I'm meditating because I can feel a physical buzz throughout my body. And that's when I am like, oh yeah, there it is, I'm here, and it adds power to your actions when you do that. And that's how I think of energy and compounding energy, because the more I do that, then I go do more action work, but I'm taking that buzzy feeling with me into the work. And it's just, here's a new idea. Here's a new opportunity. Here's a new person saying something. Here's a new thing that I can create. Until I'm looking over at my whiteboard over here, and I'm just so amazed at how I've put together what I'm trying to build that even just a few short months ago, I had no clue. None of this even existed. And now I'm like this close to being ready to launch something that I'm so excited about. And this is how I do it. It's compounding energy. And it all starts with doing your meditative energy work. And then realizing that the energy of one thing adds to the next and adds to the next, adds to the next until it just starts snowballing. Yeah. All right. That was good. I'm going to go to the comments now. I see some here, and let us see what we got. So Mikey's here, Amy's here. I said hello to you guys. Marcia said hello. Mikey says every avalanche starts with a single snowflake. Yes, it does. Amy says nothing happening in the UK. Right? I said, what's going on? But a gray day, but I had a fab day helping my neighbor. Oh, good. Nice to hear that. And Robin has flowers. Thank you, Robin. Robin, you were seeing where the direction was going when you get started and then doing the next one, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Yes. Right. So it's like when that's a really good way to put it. Thank you, Robin. So when I was on that first page, first panel, blank page, blank canvas, blank, everything's blank. You have no momentum. You have no direction. You're not even pointed anywhere. Right? You're just like, oh my God, what am I doing? But as soon as you do one thing, now you're kind of at least pointed somewhere. And now you do another, and it's like, oh, I'm moving. And then you do another and another and another. And now before you know it, you're in a direction. And it might meander. It might move around. And you might realize you're going the wrong way at some point and have to turn around or go that way or turn right or turn left. Should have made a left at Albuquerque. Right? That's like one of my favorite Bugs Bunny lines when I was a kid. So yes, but the more you do, the more momentum builds and the more things pop up for you to be like, oh, that's an even better thing, or this continues it. So yeah, that was good, Robin. Thanks. When the energy compounds, you actually look and sound like New energized you. Oh, that's good to know. I feel like New energized me. I'm really excited about everything. I think he is, Amy. I agree. Very good. Energy work. I like that. Yep. Yeah. I talk about that a lot. Adds power to your actions. That's in quotes. Did I say that? I'm going to take that. I think I said that. That's smart. Thanks. And Robin also says it all has to start somewhere. Energy. It really does. Yeah. And that is where it all starts. So that's that. And, okay, good. Because I was running late and I was like, I got to get somewhere, but this is good because it wasn't a very, very long one. All right. Well, hey, what day is today? Wednesday. Yeah, good. Yeah, I got some pretty cool things. I don't want to get too deep into it because it's changing day to day, but it's not changing like radically different. But I'm focusing and I'm narrowing and I'm narrowing and I'm narrowing and I'm getting very excited. And I feel like I just have another week or so of focusing until I can really just start building and creating. And once I do, I think that that's going to snowball very quickly. And then I'm going to have something to show you guys and share. And Marcia says, if anyone's interested, there's a book called The Compound Effect, which goes into the butterfly effect. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so that was Marcia, right? Yeah. Thank you. So, all right. Well, that's that. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. I appreciate it. You know, Daily Fuel is kind of like a good example of this because the more I do it, the more the energy in this group builds, I find that the energy was going really well. And if you noticed, I kind of paused Daily Fuels for a while last month, and I felt the energy in the group sort of slowing down and waning. And even the week that I started them up again, I realized like, oh, I'm going to have to build this momentum up again, because I was posting and it seemed like the day would go by and like maybe one person liked the post. And at first there were only a few people showing up on the lives, but in just a week or two, very quickly, it's like I feel like we're back to like this. So I would like to really work at maintaining the Daily Fuel daily, because I think it's helpful to the group and I think it's helpful to me. And it's the value that I want to bring to this. So that's that. All right, I guess I wasn't done. Okay, so I'm done now. Marsha, you get the booby prize today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye. Robin snuck in at the last. I was just about to hit the end, and Robin snuck in and stole your booby prize. Sorry, Marsha. What are you going to do? It was real this time. It was like $1 million. So, Marsha, you get $1 million. Not Marsha. You had it, but Robin just stole it. Oh, well. What are you going to do? All right. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.